I ever told you about my son?
No, you haven't.
10 fingers, 10 toes.
We would want Vincent to have a brother.
Of course you would. Hello, Vincent. You want to give your child the best possible start.
No, what's your number, you fucking flatfoot? It gets to you, doesn't it? It gets to you. How dare you question me? That's harassment. Vincent! Vincent!
In the future, where genetic modifications of humans are now common with DNA playing a crucial role in determining social class, a baby named Vincent is born without the help of contemporary technology. From birth, he suffers a rare case of myopia and a heart defect with a life expectancy of 30 years. Due to these factors, Vincent suffers from discrimination and bias. He wields a lifelong dream of becoming an astronaut. His brother, Anton, came into the world as a son his father considered to be worthy of his name because he has zero defect and is free from any physical or mental deficiency. As kids, the brothers would swim far out into the ocean, and Anton was by far the strongest swimmer with no excuse to fail. Vincent's parents discouraged him about becoming an astronaut, with his dad saying that the only way he would ever see the inside of a spaceship is if he were cleaning it. The resume for becoming an astronaut lies in the genetic composition of a person and not a mere document. One day, Vincent tears himself off from a family picture and walks away. He joins a cleaning crew at a space station. Vincent makes up his mind to resort to more extreme measures in achieving his lifelong dream. He plans on breaking the law and impersonating a person with a proper genetic composition other than himself. Vincent contacts a man who takes his physical and genetic measurements and is able to match it slightly to a former swimming star, Jerome Eugene Morrow, who, after coming second in an event, attempted to commit suicide by jumping into an incoming car, but ended up paralyzing himself instead. However, no one knows about Jerome's disability as the accident happened outside the country. Vincent buys and assumes Jerome's identity, almost resembling him in appearance. He even undergoes orthopedic surgery to increase his height. He begins to practice using his right hand instead of his left. Contact lenses to replace his glasses while matching Jerome's eyes. Vincent is now able to use Jerome's DNA in blood tissue and urine samples to pass any genetic test. He is now a heretic against the new order of genetic determination. Vincent gains access into Gattaca Aerospace Corporation using Jerome's outstanding genetic profile, with his interview consisting basically of a urine test. Only one of the mission directors has ever come close to exposing Vincent after he gradually becomes the company's ace celestial navigator. Somehow, the director is found dead in his office with his face smashed beyond recognition with a keyboard. This happens a week before Vincent is scheduled to leave for Saturn's moon Titan. While investigators are cleaning up the crime scene, a strand of Vincent's eyelash is found, attracting the attention of the police. The new mission director appoints Irene, a female candidate, to assist the police in their investigation. Vincent goes home and tells Jerome about the incident, saying that there is nothing stopping him now from going to space. Irene takes a strand of Vincent's hair to do a genetic test, and it's an outstanding result. She is disappointed that this didn't expose Vincent. The boys go out to celebrate Vincent's departure for space. The following day, Anton, Vincent's brother, discovers that Vincent is an invalid. Anton is now a police officer and is working closely with a detective to solve the murder case. Vincent continues to use several unscrupulous ways to beat the system's detection technology. The officers expose their findings to the mission director. They are forced to ask him about the criteria for being selected into the space station. It's a very high genetic requirement. It's been years after Vincent left home. The brothers did not quite yet recognize each other. Irene informs Jerome, which is Vincent, that she had him sequenced and his profile was terrific. She also has a heart condition which no one knows about yet. She gives a strand of her hair to Jerome, but he throws it away, not willing to expose her. Jerome discovers that his invalid information is now all over the facility. He goes home broken and with fear of being exposed, but Jerome encourages him to stick to the plan and that he won't be exposed. The police go to an invalid cell to find the criminal but get nothing. Vincent, who is now playing Jerome, goes to an opera with Irene. On their way back home, the police are now conducting a genetic check to find the murderer. Vincent quickly takes off his contact lenses and is checked but escapes again. They make a stop at a highway just to see something special. While Irene crosses the road with ease, Vincent, who is myopic and has recently thrown his contact lens away, is having issues seeing the incoming vehicles, but he crosses anyway. Irene notices this and keeps calm. They arrive at the top of the facility to see a wide range of solar panels reflecting the rays of the rising sun. The following day, all candidates at the facility are lined up to undergo tests just to apprehend the suspect, but the clever Vincent, while been injected, switches the blood sample and hands Jerome's sample to the doctor, escaping once again. After multiple close calls, the police wants to redo the test but are discouraged by Director Joseph, who explains that the window of opportunity for launch is only open once every 70 years, and they do not have the luxury of time to undergo any more tests. Vincent is gradually getting attached to Irene. He takes her on several dates, and while dancing with her at an event, the police announce their appearance and everyone takes off running, including Vincent and Irene. When confronted by another officer, Vincent beats the crap out of the man, to Irene's surprise. She isn't happy that he did that. They continue their escape as Anton goes after them. Irene is exhausted from running. They conduct a test on the beaten officer, and this time Anton is so close to catching Vincent. After Vincent takes Irene home and they have a wonderful night, she sees the scar on his leg and says she knows he is involved in the director's death. Anton now knows the killer is Vincent, his brother, but keeps it from the detective. He discovers it's Jerome Morrow, and Irene quickly prompts Vincent to go home. Anton confronts her and she tells him he's sick. He makes Irene take him to Jerome's home on a visit just to be sure. Vincent quickly informs Jerome to prepare to play himself as the actual Jerome to escape detection by the police. He tells him to act sick just as Irene told Anton. Jerome, who is paralyzed, manages to pull himself up the stairs just in time before Irene and Anton arrive at his house. Jerome pretends to be Irene's boyfriend as well. Anton quickly conducts a genetic test on Jerome and confirms that he is valid. He gets a call and runs off, leaving Vincent, who is hiding somewhere in the building, to heave a sigh of relief. When he steps out of hiding, Irene confirms Vincent to be the imposter. She is heartbroken, and even when he tries to explain himself with the truth, he didn't kill the director, but this isn't enough to convince Irene. She leaves regardless. The investigation comes to a close as Director Joseph's spit is found in the dead director's eye. He is arrested after revealing that he killed the man himself. Vincent, who believes he is now in the clear, goes over to meet Anton, his brother. They recognize each other, and Anton sees through Vincent's fraud and impersonation. He tries to convince Vincent to come with him for protection, but Vincent panics and refuses, saying he needs no saving. It turns out that Anton is insecure and is shocked as to how Vincent managed to be the best version of himself despite his genetic superiority. He achieved that which Anton was genetically composed to achieve without an outstanding genetic profile. This baffles Anton. The brothers decided to settle their differences by going out to swim just as they did as children. By seeing who could swim the farthest, the competition begins, and as he once did when they were children, Vincent once again beats Anton and saves him from drowning due to the fact that Anton is willing to risk everything to succeed and forgot to save any strength to swim back. In order to make up for his fraudulent act, Vincent gives a strand of his hair to Irene to expose him, but she throws it away and forgives him. On the day of the launch, Jerome bids farewell to Vincent, saying that he has saved enough genetic sample to last him for a good period of time. Vincent thanks and appreciates Jerome for lending him his identity, which helped him obtain his much success at Gattaca. As Vincent moves through the facility, he is confronted for an unexpected DNA test. Vincent takes the test, not minding that he didn't have any of Jerome's genetic content to hide his true identity. The test exposes him, but shockingly, Lamar the doctor reveals that he had known about Vincent's invalid status all along, stating that for future reference, right-handed men do not hold with their left. Lamar surprisingly alters the test result to enable Vincent leave, adding that Vincent is admired by his son, who equally wants to be an astronaut, despite having a genetic deficiency like Vincent. While Vincent walks majestically into the shuttle, which immediately takes off to space, Jerome, on the other hand, is seen committing suicide inside his home incinerator, wearing his silver medal, which eventually turns to gold in the flame. He has always been suicidal. The movie ends as a true irony of life. You can either make it or you fake it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on new content. Thanks for watching.